From Busy Womack to kick off today's Bears Now mailbag, what number do you think Ngakoue will wear? He wants number 91. He said that on Friday. Depending on when you're watching this, that may already be finalized. I think that'll be the case. The idea one of our other subscribers had on Thursday night when he signed was number 0. That'd be kind of sick. But he seems pretty dead fast on number 91. So we'll see if Dominique Robinson complies. He wears number 91. I think some sort of agreement will be left there. Usually in these situations, the vet will throw the young guy, $25,000, $50,000. We'll see what happens. D'Estrada, do you think Yannick can be our next Julius Peppers? I like Yannick Ngakoue a lot. Julius Peppers is a Hall of Famer. Ngakoue is not up to this point. He's not a good enough run stopper. But can he be a guy that leads this team in sacks? I absolutely think so. In fact, I probably expect that at this point based on the personnel you have. So I think he can be very good here. Julius Peppers, that's a bit of a stretch, I would say. But there's no reason why the expectations can't be at least pretty high. How many sacks will Yannick Ngakoue have this year? Let us know what you guys think. He's never had less than 8 in a season, and he's played for, 5-6 teams now, and over the last few years he's bounced around, still 8 or more. Let me know what you guys think. Malik Hatley, could the Bears possibly make it to the playoffs? Oh, absolutely. They absolutely possibly could. Now, will they? We'll have to wait and see. There's a couple of teams that, barring major injury, they're playoff locks. Like the Chiefs, if Mahomes is healthy, they're making the playoffs. We know that. In the NFC, the Eagles are pretty close to a lock. The Niners, unless the quarterback play is just atrocious, pretty close to a lock. I think Dallas is pretty close to a lock to at least make the playoffs. Beyond that, though, NFC is kind of wide open, and the NFC North is very wide open. So I think the goal for these players and these coaches should be to make the postseason. William Brack, do we go after a guy like Dallas Turner this coming draft? Absolutely. Producer Coop's a Texas fan, and he put out a hit on Dallas Turner last year.
There's a bounty.
For those who don't know the reference, he injured Quinn Ewers in the Texas-Bama game, and Bama won a close game. It's a different story for a different time. But Turner's a good pass rusher. He can get the quarterback. He's a little undersized for a 4-3 edge. I think he's more of a 3-4 guy, but that doesn't mean he can't play at a 4-3, right? If you know how to get the quarterback and can play off the edge, I think that you're kind of scheme proof. So I would definitely be interested in him. He's definitely a player to watch for the Bears during this college football season as a potential draft target. JC, next up here, do you think Tyler Scott is the real deal? I'm high on Tyler Scott. We got to see him play some real games, but so far, so good. He's had some drops in training camp. That was kind of like the one thing coming out of college is that at times he doesn't catch the football, but he's an electric route runner. He's got very good speed. He looks like the real deal, man. Now, again, we got to see these games go on and see him get cracked, right? That's what I always want to see out of a young rookie. How are you going to respond after you get popped by a linebacker or by a safety? He hasn't had that welcome to the NFL moment yet, so excited to see that to happen and for him to respond and continue to make plays. Cody Munson, based on potential contracts, can we sign both Dalton Risner and Justin Houston? The Bears have the money to. Now, are they going to sign 2 more notable players like that? I doubt it. Could they sign 1 more? Yeah. They got about 16, 17 mil at this point left in cap space. So give Justin Houston $5-6 million, Dalton Risner $4-5 million. You certainly have the money to. I do think Ryan Poles wants to carry over some money to next season, though. I think he'd like to keep $10+ million on that can roll over for 24. So, they're probably done with super notable moves, but maybe I could see 1 more coming. You want to make a notable move, download the Rocket Money app because the moves I'm making is saving me money every single month. RocketMoney.com/BearsNow. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and lowers your bills all in one place. With Rocket Money, you can easily cancel the subscriptions you don't want anymore with just the press of a single button. No more long hold times or annoying emails with customer service. Rocket Money does all the work for you. Rocket Money also lets you monitor all of your expenses in one place, recommends custom budgets based on your past spending, and they'll even send you notifications when you've reached your spending limits. With over 3 million users and counting, Rocket Money customers have saved an average of $720 per year. Think about what you could do with $700 extra dollars, right? Like you could knock out all your Christmas shopping. You could go on a vacation. You could go on a handful of really nice meals with your significant other. There's a lot of stuff that $700+ could help you accomplish. You could start a college fund, which I need to do for my son. RocketMoney.com/Bears now. Start saving with Rocket Money. That link is in the comments and in the description. Download the app today by using our link. William Brock, Dex for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Well, I'm not going to predict that, but Gervon Dexter is making headway at training camp. I really like what I've seen. He's explosive. He was drawing Chris Jones player comps coming out of college. He didn't have that type of production, but Florida was asking him to do a bunch of different things. Now the Bears are just having him put his hand in the dirt and go, and that athleticism and power is on display at training camp. DC Viper, if the Bears somehow fail to make the playoffs, who is at risk of being fired? If they suck, the GM or head coach? I think both are safe no matter what. Unless they're 3-14 again, which I think the only way that happens is if Fields gets hurt. I think they're both safe. I really do, especially Poles. There's just no way he'd get fired. But, yeah, I mean, look, if they go 5-12 and everybody's healthy and it's just a disaster, maybe Flus could be on the hot seat, but I still think they would be given 2024 almost no matter what. Now, the real question here is if they play that poorly, what happens with Justin Fields? I think that's the bigger question. Do they trade him and go draft a quarterback? That's probably the conversation we're having, not necessarily a head coach GM conversation. Rolly Rico, safe to say we are making moves. Can we make a Super Bowl push? I don't think so. I'm not going to overreact. Playoff push, yes. I thought that before these moves. I definitely think it now. Super Bowl push, at this point in time, the answer is no. Now, we saw Cincinnati do it 2 years ago. Joe Burrow became one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and the pieces around him played well. If Justin Fields becomes one of the best quarterbacks in the league this year, then yeah, sure, it's possible at that point, but I'm not necessarily predicting that. I think Fields will have a pretty good year and play well, but be one of the best in the league, that would be a big jump. If he does it, yeah, the expectations change. The intern of war, the run defense was already bad last year. Have any of these moves actually improved the run defense? Dexter's going to improve the run defense. Andrew Billings is going to improve the run defense. I think Zach Pickens will help in there. DeMarcus Walker is a pretty good run defender. So, yeah, Yannick Ngakoue doesn't help you in that area. But the Bears had already done a good job of run defense additions. Linebackers, by the way, with Edmonds and Edwards, they're going to help you stop the run. But what a lot of those moves did not do is help the pass rush. That's what Yannick Ngakoue does. So that's why we were talking about it the last couple months. It's like, all right, you've improved all these other areas, but you need a pass rusher. That's where Yannick Ngakoue comes in. Big Hoss, is it a big deal Nate Davis isn't running with the starters at all times, or did I miss something? Well, we found out he was nicked up with something, so that's number one. So maybe that kind of was on display, and they're like, all right, we're going to hold you out. You're clearly not right. So we'll see how it progresses moving forward. I still like Nate Davis's tape. Fits well with what this team wants to do. Is he going to be a superstar? No. They didn't pay him to be a superstar. They paid him to be solid at right guard. So hopefully that's the case, and that helps the Bears play some good running football. Subscribe to the channel if you want more Chicago Bears news, rumors, mailbags like this one, and other content on a daily basis. We've been plugging out 2+ videos per day. We plan to continue that. If you guys are into any of that or all of that, hit that subscribe button. Arnaldo, you're draft Marvin Harrison next year. I get asked this a lot. I'm definitely open to that idea, but I think a lot of it depends on A, where the Bears are picking with themselves or the Carolina pick, or and B, how the receivers play this year. If Mooney, Claypool, and DJ Moore all play well and the Bears keep all three of them, they're not going to draft Marvin Harrison, I don't think. So, yeah, I think that's just kind of where things sit. We got to wait and see how this year plays out. Step broke Kevin. We need a win week 1 to make a statement. I completely agree. You cannot lose to the Packers at home week 1. You have got to start turning the narrative of this rivalry, and you got to send a message to, like, I know this is still a team that's rebuilding, but the Packers lost Aaron Rodgers. Ryan Poles, when he took this job, said, we're going to take the North and never get it back. But you got to go through the Packers. I know Detroit, had a better record than Green Bay last year, and Minnesota won the division. But to me, Green Bay has been the face of this division. You've got to put them to rest if you are Chicago, and that starts week 1. Now, does that mean if you lose week 1, the season's over? No, but that's a big letdown if you lose that game. You need to make a statement. I like that step, bro, Kevin. I completely agree with you. And if you agree with me, hit the like button on this video because FGB is the motto here on this channel, and it's going to be the motto leading up to week 1 and throughout that week 1 game.